we're gonna come out. So wrestling with the gi on is pretty tough once you get grip. So sometimes it's easier to do from space. So what we'll do is we're in a stance. I'm gonna check if I'm close enough, and then I'm gonna check if I'm low enough. And after you do this for a while, you'll be able to gauge what it is without touching. But it's always good to kind of just touch and touch. So if I was gonna shoot the low single to this leg, I would just kind of come in and fall right into it here. But I'm getting a little older. I'm a little bit slower, so I'm counting on a reaction. So I'm going to kind of fake to this side, and then I'm going to shoot back to this side here. So I want like my eyebrow or my temple right inside of his knee. I want my hand on the heel and my elbow on the floor. Same side, knee down, and then the other side is up. And I'm going to kind of cut the corner here. I'm going to sit through, collapsing his knee with pressure and keeping that weight on my elbow as I run and collect the second leg and try to finish with a double. So a low single to a double. So we'll kind of break it into steps. We're going to go 1, check. 2, we're checking again. And then 3, I'm going to fake to this side and then shoot into this side. This is number 3. We want to pause here, make sure we're in the right position. And then we're going to finish with trying to collect the double. I'm cutting the corner, putting pressure on the inside of his knee, and driving. Trying to get to the double. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. You guys got it?
Awesome.
Let's try it out. 1, 2, 3. Checking with the trail hand. I'm not reaching with the lead hand where I'm exposing my lead leg. I'm protecting my lead leg and I'm checking with the trail hand. The other thing I would add is, as I'm coming in here, and he steps out and I shoot in here, I'm not collecting too high on his leg. I'm trying to stay at the knee or below, because if it was just wrestling, yes, I would go high. Because if I would go too high, my shoulder's going to be in danger. So I want to collect at the knee or below so I don't give up my shoulder. So that's only a couple things I would add to that. But we'll get into mat work. We've been going over a lot of Kimura and hip sweep stuff. And so we'll just keep building off of that. Circle. Move the hip out. I'm looking for Kimura 1. He tucks the hand in. I get up to my hand and I try to go hip sweep. And now he's going to react by posting his hand out. There's about 3 things we're going to look at here. I'm either going to fall back into that Kimura, moving my hip out, or I'm going to come up and just move the hand out of the way and force the hip sweep. Or if I want to set up the triangle, I'm going to start hopping into him with my backhand, trying to run him over with my hips where he has no post. And either I run him over or he makes that adjustment where I can set my triangle. Some of you bigger guys, you're strong, you can pull the posture and just fall back into it. If you're a little lighter and don't have that same posture control, I'm going to jump up and catch the posture control. I'm going to lock my triangle here. I prefer the triangle without crossing the arm because I have that arm lock set up. It's harder for him to stack me. If he starts to stack, that arm lock's really tight there, or the omoplata's really easy to transition to. Again, circle. Put the hands on the floor. Look for the Kimura. He's going to defend. Get up to your hand. Look to hip sweep. Now he's going to post. We got 3 things we're talking about. Falling back into the Kimura. Moving the hand out of the way and just forcing the hip sweep, or guiding that post back so I can create that triangle. Catch the head and arm. Make my angle. Either try to squeeze the triangle or go to the next move. You guys got it? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. This is probably the most common thing that happens is the guy just kind of drives you forward. He's got heavy hips and you just kind of get stuck here, right? Hip sweep, the Kimura. Guy's a little better. He's hip to all that stuff. So I'm going to move my hips out. I'm going to wrap the neck and make my lock. I move those hips out so I'm sitting up a little bit stronger structurally rather than kind of leaning back and relying on my abs to hold them up. And there's space for my hands to connect. And then I'm going to scoop my hips back under and I kind of fall to this side. I want my armpit to kind of stuff his head under as I'm stretching and I'm squeezing the neck. Try not to like stretch where his head's going to pop out. I don't want to see the back of his head. So we're going to go guillotine off of failed Kimura, failed hip sweep. Move the hip out, wrap the neck, make my lock, and then I scoot the hips back under. I'm going to kind of lean into that, stuffing his head under his chest as I'm stretching, and I'm squeezing his neck. One, two, scoot out. This time he tucks his chin. I scoop the shoulder. I like the 3-finger, the Jean LaBelle grip. Same thing. I move my hips under. I want to pressure his head under his body as I pull his shoulder up, and I'm trying to put pressure for this 100% and get this little bit of a neck crank here. So again, I missed the guillotine. I missed one. I missed two. I move out. I'm just trying to find close connecting techniques here. You tuck the chin. I snake under. Move the hips back under, and then I'm just going to wrench right here, shoving that head under his chest with my armpit, kind of leaning into it, and I'm cranking the shoulder up for that 100%. You guys got it? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. And maybe I don't want to crank his neck. I want to try to get on top, or it's not working for whatever reason. I have 2 ways that I'm going to try to get on top here. I can just try to plant my feet and bridge and take him over and go right into a crucifix. I post my hand on the floor. I grab his tricep as I sit out. Step, sit through very carefully. Lean back as you're sitting through on this neck crank. Got to be really careful here. A lot of pressure. So that's one way to turn him over from that 100%. Yeah, just go right to it and I scoop it right away. The other way I'll get into it is I'll inside vine his legs here to help break his base, but also create space for my left foot to go under his thigh. I'm going to pull him on top of me to try to make his hips light as I lift with the butterfly hook, and I pull under with the outside hook here. And now I can go right back into that crucifix where I sit out, pull this tricep, this arm across my body, and I sit through and very careful on that neck crank. Or I go right back to where I was with that top butterfly hook and outside leg. I'm putting pressure on here, and I give him a spot to relieve the pressure. I drop my knee, hook his shoulder, and I pull him across the body to try to set up the back take. I can use it as a sweep and a back take also. 1, 2, scoot, scoop, scoop back under. 2 ways to take him over. I could try to bridge, or I could try to use these vines to break his base, scoop, pull him up on top of me to try to make his hips light, elevate, pull him through, post, control this tricep, step out for this crucifix, or just create a little bit of space here so he can swim through, pull him cross body and take the back, or you can go right into your twister, splitter, calf locks, whatever it is that you like over there. You guys got it? Let's go. 1, 2, 3.